Newcastle close in on £65 million deal set to open door for Alexander Isak's Liverpool transfer. Newcastle have been searching for a striker all summer, missing out on Hugo Ekitike and Benjamin Sesko, but now Stuttgart's Nick Woltmade is heading to St. James Park. Newcastle are set to break their transfer record after agreeing a £65 million fee with Stuttgart to sign Nick Woltmade. The deal could prove to be a major turning point in the saga involving Alexander Isak, who's been exiled amid his wish to join Liverpool. Woltmade, 23, has been heavily linked with a move to Bayern Munich throughout the summer after an impressive campaign with Germany at the Under-21 European Championship. The forward scored 6 goals and provided 3 assists as his nation reached the final, only to lose England in extra time. Bayern reportedly made 3 bids for Woltmade, each of which were rejected by Stuttgart. Newcastle have now swooped in and appear to have successfully concluded their long search for a striker. The Magpies had been rejected by their 2 major targets, Hugo Ekitike, who signed for Liverpool, and Benjamin Sesko, who joined Manchester United. Other players who Newcastle looked at include Brentford's star Yoane Wissa and Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. But Woltmade is en route to St. James Park to complete a move, having said his goodbyes at Stuttgart on Thursday. It's understood that Newcastle will pay the Bundesliga club an initial £60.5 million plus £4.5 million in potential add-ins. Woltmade's arrival may have a direct impact on Isak's future, with the Magpies having turned down a £110 million bid from Liverpool earlier this month. Although Newcastle had always been targeting a forward to replace second-choice Callum Wilson, who left upon the expiry of his contract in June, the club record fee suggests that Eddie Howe believes Woltmade can step into Isak's shoes. Liverpool are yet to make a follow-up bid with 5 days remaining of the summer transfer window. Isak is still training away from the Magpies' first-team squad, and in fresh showdown talks with the Newcastle hierarchy this week, he reiterated his desire to leave. After Isak, Newcastle's current record signing at £63 million, missed Monday's 3-2 defeat at home to Liverpool, Howe issued an update on the Swedes' future. "I have no idea where that, Isak, stands at this second," the Magpies manager admitted. "The ideal from Newcastle's side is we want clarity, we want to move forward. We want the narrative to change. We are in the start of the season now, and we have to get results and try to focus on what we can control. We've given 2 really good performances and taken just 1 point. That's tough for us to take. The quality of Alex would have made a difference in the 2 games, there's no denying that. But that said, the team functioned well, and the performance doesn't happen without every part of the team functioning well." Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Liverpool identify ideal Mohamed Salah replacement as club not concerned over losing 20-goal star. Liverpool are starting to plan for a future without the influence of Mohamed Salah. Liverpool have navigated a very busy transfer window this summer and could still finalize some late deals as we enter the final days of the market. The Reds are still in need of defensive reinforcements, but so far, they have impressed with their signings and have also boosted their PSR position with smart sales. Liverpool's window has been more than just buying and selling, though. They set the tone for what has been a strong run on the market with new contracts for both Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah earlier this year. Tying the 2 key figures down was a huge relief for fans, who had been fearing a triple free agent exodus alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold. Both players remain integral to Arne Slot's side, but at 34 and 33 years old respectively, the duo are now into the latter years of their career. Liverpool eyeing Mohamed Salah replacement. Salah is unarguably one of the best forwards to ever play for Liverpool or indeed in the Premier League. Since his arrival from Roma in 2017, the Egyptian has finished each season as the club's top goalscorer. Salah's influence on the wing has been blistering, and replacing him will be no easy feat. However, sooner or later Liverpool must start to plan for a future without the clinical number 11. There aren't many wingers in the world capable of returning the level of goals and assists Salah has done consistently over the years. This making the search pool extremely small for Liverpool. One man has caught their eye though and has reportedly been earmarked for the future as the perfect successor to club legend Salah. Michael Ollis, the ideal replacement for Mohamed Salah. Liverpool have been linked with a few impressive wingers over the last year or so, particularly amid his links with Saudi Arabia, and the growing concern he would leave as a free agent this summer. According to Bayern Space, the Reds view Bayern Munich's Michael Ollis as the ideal replacement for Sulla. Taking to X with a lengthy update, the outlet has reported that the former Crystal Palace star has a release clause in place, and the Bayern board have denied the request from sporting director Max Eberl to extend his contract and effectively remove the release clause. The supervisory board are not concerned about the prospect of Ollis leaving next summer, since such a move would allow Bayern to recoup a substantial fee and secure the income they will require, the Post reads. No extension will be made and no removal of the clause is permitted, leaving Bayern effectively preparing to lose one of their most valuable players after only 2 seasons. For the board, the priority is not building around Ollis but cashing in, a strategy that signals a preference for short-term income over long-term competitiveness. Ollis only signed for Bayern Munich last summer in a £50 million move from the Premier League. He made an immediate play in Germany, contributing 20 goals and 23 assists in his debut season across all competitions. Ollis is already off the mark for the new season too, following his brace in a 6-0 win over RB Leipzig. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leverkusen make Piero Hincapié stance clear after Gunners' delay move. Arsenal are still trying to add to Mikel Arteta's squad as the summer transfer window nears deadline day, with Bayer Leverkusen defender Piero Hincapié their priority. Arsenal have been extremely busy in the summer transfer window and are not done yet as deadline day fast approaches. The Gunners' squad has been overhauled, with Kepa Arrizabalaga, Martin Zubamendi, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Victor Gyökeres, and Ebereki Eze all joining Mikel Arteta's side. That has come at a cost of around £260 million, and, unlike their rivals, Arsenal have struggled to sell. Reiss Nelson, Alexander Zinchenko, and Fabio Vieira remain contracted players at the Emirates, and the Gunners will hope to find buyers in the coming days. Meanwhile, there is another incoming deal on the cards as sporting director Andrea Berta continues his hard work. Arteta's side have made a perfect start to their Premier League campaign as they look to go one better than the second-place finish of the past 3 seasons. They face Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday and will hope their new signings can make all the difference. Here Mirror Football looks at the latest deals in the pipeline. Leverkusen respond to Hincapié interest. Piero Hincapié has emerged as a transfer target for Arsenal in the last few days, with the Bayer Leverkusen star-eyed to bolster Arteta's defense. As Mirror Football reported on Tuesday, Leverkusen are playing hardball over the 23-year-old, who is under contract until June 2029. The German side have lost Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, and Granit Xhaka to the Premier League this summer, so are under no pressure to sell Hincapié. He has a £52 million, €60 million, release clause, and Leverkusen won't budge in negotiations. The club's sporting director Simon Rolfs has now spoken publicly on the situation. He said, "We still haven't received an official offer from any club, so he's our player, and we would like to see him continue with us." Why Kiwior delayed? Jakub Kiwior has agreed a 5-year contract with Porto and is keen to leave Arsenal, where he has struggled for game time. It is his impending departure that prompted the Gunners' interest in Hincapié, but things haven't been sorted yet. Mirror Football reported that Porto were keen to fly the Poland international into Portugal on a private jet on Tuesday night for a medical, but that didn't happen. That is because Arsenal have not sanctioned his exit just yet. Arsenal are still happy to do business. This is just an administrative delay, and Porto will pay €27 million, £23 million, for the 25-year-old defender. His exit could speed up negotiations with Leverkusen over Hincapié. Arsenal legend Nigel Winterburn has questioned the need to spend so much money on a backup defender, considering Arsenal have already signed Mosquera from Valencia. "It's one to watch, but it seems like it might just be a long shot that came up," he told Metro. "If it were to happen, I'm sure it would mean Kiwior going. But Mosquera has come in, and he's got to play in that position and develop as well. Maybe they are thinking they need one more, but €60 million to sit on your bench? It seems quite a lot of money to me, and it would probably go a little bit against what Arsenal have done in the past. Let's watch and see, but if it were to happen, it would be a big statement of intent." Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Ruben Amorim given immediate Man United sack verdict as Red Devils embarrassed by Grimsby. Manchester United crashed out of the Carabao Cup at the second round at the hands of League Two side Grimsby, and the tide already appears to be turning against Ruben Amorim. Manchester United fans have demanded the sacking of Ruben Amorim in the aftermath of their humiliating Carabao Cup defeat. The Red Devils crashed out of the competition on Wednesday as they fell to defeat to Grimsby Town. Charles Vernam and Tyrell Warren scored first-half strikes, with summer signing Brian Mbeumo pulling a goal back with 15 minutes to go. Harry Maguire then fired in a late equalizer for Amorim's side with just minutes to go. But in the end, United eventually fell to defeat on penalties. Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo the men to miss after a mammoth shootout. The defeat extended their disappointing start to the new season, having failed to win each of their opening 2 Premier League games against Arsenal and Fulham. And taking to social media during the defeat, a number of United fans called for Amorim to be removed from his post. One supporter said, "Against Grimsby Town? I hope you've prepared Amorim's sack letter. Useless club. Everyone knows eventually Ruben Amorim will get sacked. Why prolong it?" A further furious Red Devils supporter wrote, "He's clueless. This is a stackable offense. If you're truly a big club, have some ambition and sack him at this point. Any interim manager would be better in the short term. This is rock bottom literally." A final fan added, "I've mentally checked out of Man United. So this scoreline is not affecting me one bit. Sack Amorim tonight." It seems highly unlikely that United will pull the trigger on Amorim anytime soon. Red Devils Chiefs invested a total of around £9.2 million to prize the Portuguese coach away from Sporting Lisbon, while he signed a contract until 2027. United have also backed Amorim with a lucrative summer transfer window that has seen them spend over £200 million, a splurge that includes a major transformation of the club's frontline. Several high-profile arrivals were brought in to add depth and sharpen their attacking options, while a few long-serving players departed as part of the rebuild. The expectation from both the board and the supporters is that these signings will help propel the team back into serious contention for domestic honors and deliver stronger performances in Europe. However, the start to the season has been far from convincing. They fell to a slender defeat against Arsenal on the opening weekend, a match in which they showed promise in patches but failed to convert chances when it mattered. That setback was followed by a frustrating 1-1 draw away at Fulham, where despite dominating large spells of possession, lapses in concentration at the back and a lack of cutting edge in front of goal cost them the full 3 points. The pressure is already beginning to mount on Amorim as fans are eager to see signs of progress from such heavy investment. United will certainly hope to secure their first Premier League win of the campaign this coming weekend when they welcome newly promoted Burnley to Old Trafford. A convincing result at home could not only kickstart their season, but also ease growing concerns around the team's consistency, while dropping more points would undoubtedly intensify scrutiny on the new regime. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Fabrizio Romano hands Liverpool massive signing boost as elite star rejects rival offers. Fabrizio Romano has shut down claims Marc Guéhi could join one Premier League club, with Liverpool in pole position to sign the Crystal Palace captain. Newcastle United and Tottenham Hotspur have had bids for Guéhi rejected in previous transfer windows, as Palace were still hoping to hand him a new contract. However, the centre-back is not keen to pen fresh terms at Selhurst Park as he knows he has put himself in a great position to secure a major transfer. Guéhi's current terms expire in June 2026, which means Palace need to sell this summer or risk him leaving for nothing in a year's time. Liverpool have agreed personal terms with Guéhi and have also opened talks with Palace. But it was claimed on Sunday that Manchester City could hijack Liverpool's move for the England defender. The Daily Star claimed that the two clubs are on a collision course as they prepare to battle for Guéhi's capture. However, Romano has handed Liverpool a major lift by ending speculation that Guéhi could head to City. Despite receiving offers from other clubs, Guéhi's situation has not changed, and Liverpool remains his favorite destination. Liverpool are locked in talks with Palace as they push to strike an agreement before the transfer deadline on Monday. Romano adds that if Liverpool cannot forge a deal this week, they will wait before landing the 25-year-old on a free transfer in summer 2026. On Friday, Romano said, "Crystal Palace would love to keep Marc Guéhi. Chairman Steve Parish has said if he wants to sign a new contract, he can stay. But Gahey has a clear intention to not sign any new deal and to try a new chapter. And that new chapter for Gahey is Liverpool. Mark Gahey to Liverpool absolutely on. We have to see if Liverpool and Palace can agree on a deal this summer. The two clubs are still talking. The deal for Gahey is absolutely on. You remember what I told you 2 weeks ago? Giovanni, Leone, and Gahey. That remains the case. Liverpool want to sign both. Will they be able to reach an agreement with Palace? We will see, but the conversation is still ongoing. So the Gahey deal is on for Liverpool to get a new defender for Arne Slot in these final days of the transfer window. Liverpool are aiming to sign Gahey for around £35 million and have made it clear they do not want to go beyond the £40 million mark. Crystal Palace, however, are standing firm on their valuation, believed to be closer to £45 million, creating a potential standoff in negotiations. The situation means both clubs will need to find common ground if a deal is to be struck before the transfer window closes. Liverpool view Gahey as a key defensive reinforcement to provide competition and cover at the back, while Palace are reluctant to lose one of their most reliable players without securing maximum value. The coming days could prove decisive, with talks expected to continue as both sides weigh the importance of compromise against their respective priorities. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe.